All right, let's circle back to the big story. President Trump saying he received a letter from special counsel Jack Smith stating that he is the target of a January 6th grand jury investigation. For more on this, let's bring in Trump attorney and constitutional legal expert Jesse Banal, as well as distinguished university professor at Touro University, Thane Rosenbaum. Jesse, I'll start off with you first. Two whistleblowers that worked on the Hunter Biden case are now set to publicly testify before the House Oversight Committee tomorrow. Both of those agents claiming the Department of Justice and the FBI protected Hunter Biden with special treatment. Are we shocked that now all of a sudden we're going to have this major hearing and then Trump is possibly indicted for something else? I mean, it's not a coincidence anymore. How stupid do they think the American people are?
Well, I think that Jack Smith and Merrick Garland and, their gang of DOJ thugs, they think that the American people are stupid. They think that they're just going to go along with their schemes. You're absolutely right. This is not a coincidence anymore. Every single time there's more evidence of the Department of Justice trying to bury the Biden criminal probes, they take and they charge Donald Trump with something new. It's getting completely ridiculous. And the American people, I think, are going to see right through this weaponization of our law enforcement infrastructure. One thing that we see time and time again, for instance, is the millions upon millions of dollars that Jack Smith is spending going after Donald Trump. And meanwhile, there actually has been a special counsel that was appointed to go after Joe Biden. He spent next to no money. The proof right there is actually in the pudding that the Department of Justice is doing everything they can to make excuses for Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and to go after Donald Trump with a vengeance because they are terrified of him winning the 2024 election.
Oh, yeah, he'll clean house. Now, Thane, the former FBI agent in charge of the Hunter Biden investigation, he confirmed key details of an alleged cover-up as described by IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley. Here's a reminder of what Shapley said on CBS News.
There were certain investigative steps that we weren't allowed to take that could have led us to President Biden.
And you wanted to take them?
We needed to take them.
And you weren't allowed to take them?
That's correct.
Thane, major cover-up. And we're expected to see Shapley and also the other whistleblower whose name we don't know yet. They're calling him Mr. X, and then there'll be this big reveal of who he is tomorrow. How many more whistleblowers does there have to be for Americans, for the Democrats to say, you know what, the Bidens are compromised? There is some corruption going on here.
So, Lydia, remember the Durham report. One of the things that was most telling about it is that it was very damning and self-condemning on a failure of ordinary investigative techniques, things that the FBI is supposed to specialize in, that somehow was rejected when it came to investigating the Bidens. And so you're seeing this time and again, that it seems that the focus, like for instance in the Jack Smith case, remember the case, the January 6th case was assigned at the same time as the document case. They weren't brought at the same time. And it's possible because the January 6th case was the weaker case. So they brought this case that they thought was stronger, even though it was Florida, with a jury more favorable to Donald Trump. And then when they needed something else on top, they brought back the January 6th case. I think there are many people, myself included, thought that case wasn't coming back, that they had opportunities to bring it earlier and didn't. So I think, again, that they will use these opportunities to deflect attention from investigations that should be much more also evenly spared of the Bidens. But instead, the focus has again shifted. They don't need to win. They just need to reshift the focus. And that's clearly what's happened here.
Quick reaction from both of you. We're running out of time, just about a minute left. The House Oversight Committee, it's been very busy. The committee released a timeline of the Biden family's influence peddling scheme. President Biden repeatedly denied knowing anything about his family business dealings, but clearly the evidence, it's being laid out. We've got whistleblowers, confirmation. I'll ask you, Jesse, first. Do you think the Bidens will ever be held accountable?
Well, they better be. And it's time for Congress to do more than just have hearings. It's time for Congress to act. And if the founders gave to Congress the power to rein in an out-of-control federal bureaucracy with the power of the purse. And if Congress doesn't start using the appropriations process to rein in this out-of-control, weaponized government, the American people are not going to have it. So it's time for Congress to act, and also to act on these investigations against President Biden and start impeachment proceedings.
Thane, we have 10 seconds. What about you? What do you think?
Lydia, it's the disparate treatment. I think that's the part that you can't get past, that you see this endless focus on Donald Trump and you see no focus at all on the Bidens.
There you have it. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Jesse and Thane.
Thanks for having us.